Tax benefits for persons with disability. Tax benefits for persons with disability assure security and comfort for the differently abled after the death of a parent or caregiver. There exists a big fraction of disabled people and families in India who qualify as taxpayers but are unaware of the benefits provided to them in the various acts which give special provisions and concessions in tax to the differently abled. The government has also provided allowances to the private sector as gestures of encouragement towards disabled people. While significant tax reliefs were already available for the support and maintenance of persons with special needs under the Income Tax Act of 1961, Budget 2022 has brought about a new tax benefit/deduction for the parent/guardian of disabled people. They met me and talked about PAN card. They told that total amount in yearly tax income is very high. Job management warned that they don't know total amount details as shown in tax income. But I gave them example about that disability certificate is important in details with PAN card to show an application form. He informed the office manager that he gives details for the application form in the document notice about self-employment. All tax income will be checked, which is approved for disability certificate. Tax income informed the office manager that he is happy with peace of mind. Amazing tax income provides disability. Income Tax Act 1961. Income tax is collected by the Indian government from the earning members of the country. Calculated using the gross yearly income, it often differs depending upon the income ranges of the individual. The Income Tax Act of 1961 is responsible for the collection, monitoring, and administration of this tax. Apart from authorizing taxes, this act helps state tax provisions and deductions for not just lowering tax liability of regular taxpayers, but also for the specially abled. Under Section 80DD, tax deduction limits that were earlier set to 75 rupees 000 for individuals with 80% or more disability and 50,000 rupees for 40% or more disabilities were altered under the Income Tax Act Section 80U and made available for 1.25 rupees lakhs for a severe disability and 75 rupees 000 for less than 40% disabilities. Section 80U offers tax benefits for an individual who categorizes into the disabled group, and a tax deduction of up to 75,000 rupees on income can be claimed. This tax standard operating procedure can be claimed even in instances where the policy benefits/payouts start while the buyer of the policy is still alive. Budget 2022. As per the new budget, if the parent/caregiver of a disabled person buys a savings life insurance policy with the latter as the beneficiary, then they would qualify for deduction from gross income before tax. The new proposals for disabled persons were taken to be an empathetic and thoughtful move since it infers security to help dependents after the demise of their caregivers. It allows them to benefit from the policies bought by their guardian and in a way helps them give financial independence. In an encouraging move, the government has recognized that the dependents might need money before the demise of the policyholder is still alive. It shows that the country is moving in the direction of financial inclusion. Moreover, this gives a much-required push to insurance penetration in the country and further the goal of providing financial security for each household in India. Terms for claiming benefits deductions can easily be claimed on insurance premiums with insurers and on expenses sustained on the maintenance of a disabled dependent, which includes children. Disabilities covered under this act include low vision, blindness, leprosy cured, hearing impairment, and mental retardation. Maximum amount of deduction under Section 80DD. Irrespective of the actual expenditure, a fixed amount of deduction is applicable depending upon the severity of disability, as per Section 80DD. More than 80% disability, 1.25 rupees lakh. 40% to 80% disability, 75,000 rupees. Benefits of claiming 80DD. Deductions under this section can be claimed by individuals and HUFs in full irrespective of the amount of expense incurred while caring for the dependent or in the form of insurance premium. Documents related to the expenses don't have to be produced. However, you will be required to submit a medical certificate authenticating the disability of your dependent from a certified medical professional as defined by the government. Required documents for claiming tax deduction under Section 80DD. To qualify for tax deductions under Section 80DD of the Income Tax Act, 1961, individuals must submit the following documents. Medical certificate. To establish the
Aadhaar
disability of the
number.
dependent and claim the
Select
tax
PAN
benefit,
and click
a
the
medical
click
certificate
continue.
confirming the
Click the I
disability
agree
is
to click
essential.
continue. Give a
Form
6-digit
10
note
IA.
that you can
If the
continue
defendant
after
has
reading
autism,
an
cerebral
oration.
palsy,
A
or
success note
multiple
the acknowledge.
disabilities,
Select
form
the
number
icon
10 IA
continue.
should be
Have read
submitted
the
as part
consent
of the
terms box to
documentation.
validate my
Self-declaration
Aadhaar.
certificate. Taxpayers
Gender,
must furnish
mobile
a
number,
self-declaration
email
certificate
ID,
detailing the
address
expenses
box
incurred
stating
on the
that you
medical
linked
treatment,
on
encompassing
confirmation
nursing, rehabilitation, and
and
training
you
for
will be
people
able
with
to view or
disabilities.
download
Receipts of insurance premiums paid. While a self-declaration certificate is generally acceptable for most expenses, retaining the actual receipts is necessary if the individual is claiming expenses related to insurance policies taken for people with disabilities dependent, as these receipts serve as proof of expenditure. The office manager told that the document notice all have been informed that he knows it is okay. He went home for the document notice. There is already a copy of all this. He himself gave all the document to the manager office, will go to the tax office, will be checked pending. The tax income office will check the details for processing after meeting the tax income director. After that, he informed the tax income office, accepted it. The tax income manager was told that he is getting peace of mind. The Indian government law provides tax income details for disability. They should keep people safe. Procedure to register. To register the claim, a guardian or caretaker is required to present authorized medical certificates indicating the disability along with the return of income certificate. An expired disability certificate is also considered valid in the expiry year of the certificate claim, but a new document would be required for the following year under Section 80U. Authorized certificates can be obtained after diagnosis from a neurologist or psychiatrist around you. FAQs on Section 80DD. I have spent 20,000 rupees as expenses for caring for my disabled dependent. How much deductions can I claim you? S80DD. You can claim the full amount of 75,000 rupees as deductions under this section for disabled dependent and 1.25 rupees locks for severely disabled dependents, irrespective of the amount actually spent through the year on care. Which form should I fill while claiming 80DD deductions? You need to produce only a certificate of disability from specified medical authorities for claiming the deductions. In case of dependents with cerebral palsy, autism, or multiple disabilities, Form 10IA has to be submitted. This form has to be signed by a neurologist, pediatric neurologist for children, or a civil surgeon or chief medical officer. What type of expenses are covered here? Expenses related to medical treatment, nursing, training, and rehabilitation of a disabled dependent, as well as premiums paid on specified insurance plans that benefit disabled persons. Who is a disabled dependent? Individuals or a spouse, son or daughter, or any child. Parents as well as brother or sister, i.e., any siblings can be considered as your disabled dependent. Where can I get a medical certificate for disabled dependents? You can get a medical certificate for a disabled dependent from a neurologist with a Doctor of Medicine, MD degree in neurology, or a pediatric neurologist with a similar degree for children, or a civil surgeon, or a chief medical officer, CMO, of any government hospital. Who can claim deductions under Section 80DD? Any individual and Hindu undivided families who are Indian residents can claim deductions under Section 80DD. Are there any documents that to be submitted to get the benefit? You have to submit a hard copy of the medical certificate stating disability as issued by the central or state government medical board to make the deduction claim. How is Section 80DD different from Section 80DDB? Section 80DD differs from Section 80DDB in the maximum deduction amount. The deduction amount for normal patients and senior citizens under Section 80DDB is 40,000 rupees and 1 rupee lakh, respectively, while the amount for normal and severe disability under Section 80DD is 75,000 rupees and 1.25 rupees lakh, respectively. Can I claim 80DD for my parents-in-law? If in-laws are dependent on the spouse and have a disability that comes under Section 80DD, then the taxpayer can claim deductions for their in-laws. If the severity of the disease is high, then both you and your spouse can claim tax deductions of 1.25 rupees lakh. Is diabetes covered under 80DD? Section 80DD provides an extensive list of disabilities and medical conditions. Diabetes is not included under Section 80DD and hence, dependents with this medical condition cannot claim tax deductions. Is paralysis covered under 80DD? Paralysis is a part of locomotor disorder. As locomotor disorder is included under Section 80DD, paralysis is covered under this section and patients suffering from this can claim tax deductions. Can I claim both 80DDB and 80DD? Yes, you can claim both tax deductions under Section 80DD and 80DDB, provided you are a resident individual or belong to Hindu undivided families. Can I claim 80DDB for in-laws? The tax benefits under Section 80. Thanks and watching.